Hi, I'm Michel. Today I would like to talk to you about one of my very troubling stories from my career. I lived in New York the beginning of the 80s, and the AIDS crisis broke out. And it was historically a very strange time, again comparable very much in a strange way to what we're witnessing today with the coronavirus. I worked with Cindy Crawford one Thursday with a very young designer called Will Smith. Was the first shooting ever with Cindy Crawford. This young, amazing creature who made very interesting clothes, very masculine. He actually did all the clothes for the contemporary artist Crystal as well. And we did a very wonderful shooting, and I was invited to go and see him on Sunday, a few days later. We look at all the photographs, we edited. He said, Michel, I don't feel so well. I have to take a few days off. A week passed, and I got a phone call from Tookie Smith. My brother passed away. The story became a very big part of my career, because in the same period I started collaborating with Playboy magazine, and I did a cover story with a very close friend of mine called Sandra Bernard. And it was quite a interesting story, because it was very masculine, feminine, and also one of the first issues about LGBT. And I did a very amazing photograph. Sandra wanted to have a picture of her orgy, and I think never in my life I had so many people in the studio. I had maybe 100 girls who wanted to be naked in a picture with Sandra Bernard. And I took the picture, and it was featured in Playboy magazine, and the portfolio came out, and it was extremely successful. Well, I started putting on my thinking cap, and I said, you know, here I am, I have friends of mine that are passing away. I went, in the meantime, probably to 3 funerals. The AIDS crisis was in full swing. So I asked Marilyn Grabowski, the West Coast editor of Playboy, to have a meeting with Hugh Hefner at the time. And I still remember arriving with Marilyn Grabowski at the Playboy mansion, and the doors open, and Hugh Hefner was standing there, like in a movie, in his robe and slippers. It was a dark English couch. He told us to sit down, and we had coffee, and I said, Mr. Hefner, I have a very big favor to ask for you. We are in the middle of a very major crisis that I do know is not a homosexual crisis. It is a crisis that touches it all. Your magazine and Penthouse magazine are the two publications that talk about sex here. You have been vocal your whole life, and criticizing the world, and I think this is the time that you should take a stand and we should do something on safe sex. I would like to do a series of videos, and I would like to photograph people that I like, that I feel would fit the profile for your magazine. Mr. Hefner was sitting back, he took his pipe out and get his pipe ready, lit his pipe and said, "Young man, there are a lot of people that will not pose for Playboy for any money in the world. If you can get even one of the people and give you the list, you can do this. You can do this campaign for us." This portfolio became world famous because it encompassed so many names, from Sharon Stone to Sharon Doddering to Helena Christensen to Carla Bruni to Sophia Loren to the Dolce Gabbanas. The list was endless. This project basically was the first project that globally started addressing the power of the image to communicate about AIDS, about HIV. We did an incredible event with Playboy, together with Matilda Krim. During the same period, Jenny Livingston was making a movie on Comte is Burning, on the transgender community. And Jenny called me whether I could do the poster of the movie and the backstage photographs and videos. I still remember my studio being full of queens at the time. It was from RuPaul to Pepper LaBeija to Willie Ninja to... the list again was endless, and everybody had a ball. Basically, the movie was called Paris is Burning. But it was very, very late at night, maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. There's a very handsome young man that came in, brilliant photographer and rather close friend of mine, that walked through the door and said, "Michel, I'm not one of the queens, but I'm friends with all the queens you're photographing. But this queen here that you have in front of you is HIV positive. They gave me another 3 months to live. Would you take the last portrait of me, please?" My heart started racing, and I told David to get on the set, and he sat down very quietly. He was wearing a cashmere sweater with a blanket, and he wrapped himself, and I had my role. It was very, very quiet in the studio, and my role was almost silent. I looked at him, and I had tears running down, and he had this incredibly serene smile. But what was incredible, that every single person that I asked to participate said yes. I did not have one single person that would not participate in this project. And this again was the power of the image. One of the most famous pictures of Helena Christensen that I took in the studio in Paris, the picture of Carla Bruni, many of these pictures went around the world and people remember them. Maybe they don't remember the story because I really never told this story to anyone the way it unfolded. I would like to tell you more about this another day, but remember, a picture tells 1,000 words, and make your story. Every day you can tell another one. Thank you. That was Michel. I see you tomorrow with a very, very different type of story that's going to make you laugh. Bye-bye.